was raised by a single mom. Um, Never had like my own room. So like I said, just going to different people's houses, I was just curious of what it is that they did. And so what? I was 13 years old. Come home one day from school, because my mom is a single parent, so she's working till like what, like 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. She doesn't go to 6. I come home one day and I see a orange. I don't even know. I think it was orange. An orange note on the door, and I'm looking at it like, what the hell is this? It was an eviction notice. 13 years old, we got evicted. I'm like, I'm not. Well, I'm 13 years old, so I don't really know like eviction and what how that could affect me or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we're moving or whatever. Like I'm just like, okay. So when we got evicted, I felt like that is what changed my life as well. Like, so like I said, living in New York City is very hard and very expensive. Because we got evicted, it was hard for my mother to get an apartment because once you're evicted, it's like some credit shit. Like, so it stays on your credit or your whatever it is, your background for like 7 years. It's just like credit. So whenever my mother was trying to find us an apartment, they would deny her because they're like, "Oh, you got evicted," meaning like, "Oh, you got kicked out." They don't even care what reason it is. Like, you got kicked out, and we don't want you as a tenant. So I felt like that kind of messed us up, and whatever. Like I said, my mom, she's a strong fucking woman. So she, we used to we rent a room. So from time to time, I lived like out of the 5 boroughs, 4 of the 5 boroughs, and I've lived with many different people. I've seen like a lot of different things happen. But yeah, so we living in a shared apartment with strangers, and I'm not knocking anybody. It was cool. Like it did me good, but then to a certain point, it's like you start getting frustrated. Like I can't cook when I want to cook. I can't go to the bathroom when I gotta go to the bathroom. Like it's just when you want to sleep, somebody next to them could be playing music. So it was just that kind of got to me, and especially like I said, like I was in school full time, working full time. So when I would come home, I'd come home after a long day. You just want to take a shower or relax. I guess what, I can't shower because somebody that I'm living with is in a bathroom. Then guess what? If you miss, if you miss that bathroom, you gotta wait till the next person gets out. So it's a cycle that I kind of got immune to, but I wasn't happy about it. And due to that, due to me not being happy with my living situation, and I felt like, not even I felt, I still feel like I want to, I wanna be there for my mom. Like she done gave her last to me, so it's like I just want to take care of her now. That's very popular in Asian cultures. A lot of the parents, they when they get older, the kids take care of them because when the kids were young, the parents took care of them. So then it just the roles switch. So I kind of want to do that for my mom. So but yeah, not all this isn't just to tell you to like be like, yo, like she been through some shit. No, no, it's just for motivation. So that all of this, it kind of you know l- like I said, got me in this position where it's like, okay, what do I want to do? How can I help the next person or people that go through similar situations and they feel like giving up and they feel like they don't see any hope. They just feel like nothing's going to change. And that's a part of your story. Like, all these things that I'm listing that I've been through, it's all a part of your story. So, your story doesn't define you. Your story kind of helps bring out who you are, and it helps you with your purpose in life, you know? So, going through these things and whatnot, going through all of these situations, um, my mom was very optimistic. She'd always be like, think positive and have a positive attitude, and everything will be okay. And I'm like, Mom, like you're fucking crazy. Like how can you be so positive and we just got kicked out? Or how can we be so positive if we're sharing a room with random ass people? And it's like, out of all these things we've been through, how can you just stay so positive? And I never understood it. I never understood until I started getting older and I started noticing, life is what you make it. she always tells me that, like, your life is like a book and you're the author. So you could change it and mold it however you want it, but you're responsible for that. And that had me, looking into myself. I could go in depth a little more about, what I went through for the next few episodes, but that kind of, yeah, that grew me to be the woman I am today, and it got me doing this. So, okay, before let me tell you guys a little bit about my confusion. I'm very fickle. Like, I always change my mind. I never know what's right and what's wrong. Like, I'm like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? So, I knew for a while I love helping, inspiring, and motivating people. I just didn't know which route to go in. And I was just, I was like, I want to do something. I don't know what it is I want to do, but I want to do something. And then, not even that, I used to look, online, and I used to look at, other people's talents. And one point, I'm like, I have no talent. Like, I don't know how to sing. I don't know how to dance. Like, I don't know what I'm really good at. So I took a while in my life, and I had to, find myself within. I had to, meditate and see who Frances Nicole Johnson really is. Like, who am I, and what is my purpose on this life? So I started to write a lot of things down. That's one thing, like, I could definitely recommend people. Like, if you're looking for something, or just writing things down in general is a good habit to do. So anything that stood out to me, I wrote it down, or anything that I felt that, pertained to me, I wrote it down. So at one point in life, I I was what? I'm not too sure. I don't even know how much I was. I think I was like a size like 16 or 18. Cool. Did that, right? I remember, I was never forget. I was working at Champs, and one of my supervisors, he said, "Hey gal, you're trying to lose weight, you're never gonna do it." Yeah, that hurt me because that's my coworker. And it's like, damn, like, you don't even have faith in me. But my mother always said, you prove them wrong. Like, don't take that energy and make it something bad. Take that energy and change it into something good. So she's like, okay, if this person said you're not gonna do this, then do it just to prove them wrong and let them feel dumb. Don't let that sink into your head. Um, Even growing up, I wasn't the best student in high school. Um, my family thought that I was gonna drop out and have like many babies or whatnot. But again, like, that shit hurt my heart. But I started, crying, and my mom was like, "No, just prove them wrong. Just graduate and prove them wrong." So pretty much, I'm going off of this because that's what I want you guys to do. If there's anybody that's in your life telling you you can't do something, or you won't do it because of whatever the fuck it is, like, don't listen to them. Or listen to them and prove them wrong. Just take that as motivation. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking show you. And then they'll feel dumb. And you're gonna feel so good about it. And it's gonna make you wanna do more. So definitely, where's two things at least that you could take home today is, yeah, write things down, your goals, your dreams, deadlines, whatever it is, write it down and cross it out. And prove people wrong. Like, that's the best thing. And I'm not saying prove somebody wrong and, like, go in their face like, like, I told you. No, just do it nice and calm. The fact that you did it, they're gonna feel that, like, damn. So that's that's what you guys should definitely take down. But I'm just trying to make sure everything is covered. Yeah, so just remember, like I said, if you guys would like, have any questions, or if you guys have any feedback, or any people that you would like to see me interview, just please go on my Instagram. It's at Destined Desires underscore, and my personal page is Fran NJ underscore underscore. All right, and just drop something where, what do you guys want to see, because it's not, I feel like, and that's another thing with people's businesses or whatnot, we tend to look at our business for ourselves. And I keep saying I. Like, I did this podcast because but I know I can relate to you guys. So being that I know, like, we're humans, we're all connected in some way, shape, or form. I want to know how I could connect to you even more. Just like I said, let me know who you want to see up here. What topics would you like me to cover? I have like I'm trying to set out like the dates and times for the podcast, and like, what topics I'm going to be covering or whatnot. One of them, I'm going to have a detailed podcast on how to get into affordable apartments in New York City, because I was accepted for one, and well, I'm that's where I live now, in an affordable apartment. And I feel like there's so many secrets out here, and there's so many ways to get. That's another thing I'm doing this podcast. You'll see that there's so many fucking ways to get to the next point, but like, it's so many ways, and people think that, like, oh, it's only one specific way to get to this place in life. No, honey, like, no, that's not true. Like, even in teachers, like at my job, like, you know how many different ways there are to becoming a teacher? I didn't know until I started working for the Department of Education. I'm like, oh shit, you could be a teacher by doing this, that, or having this. Like, it's just crazy. So, yeah, with the apartments, it's so many different ways that you could get in, but people do not tell you. They don't tell you. And, like, honestly, I feel like people don't tell you because they don't want you to achieve. Like, if we all help each other, then it's like, who's going to struggle? We're all going to be fine. But I'm definitely going to do a podcast on that because, like I said, there's a lot of tips and tricks and how to get in easily and fast, and you won't know. But yes, guys, so basically, Destined Desires, this is my first baby. Like, I don't have any children, but this is really like a blessing. Like, I'm excited, I'm scared, I'm everything that you could think of right now. It's like riding a bike. Like, you start off scared on the training wheels, like, oh my God, like, I'm gonna fall. I'm sorry, not starting off with the training wheels. You're starting without the training wheels. So let's say you got out with the training wheels. Now your mom and dad, it's like, hey, let's go for it. Just go on the two wheels. And I feel like this is like riding a bike. You're scared at first. You're scared you're gonna fall. You're scared you're gonna crash. You're scared that, you're gonna get cuts and bruises and everything. But guess what? After all that falling and all that, all that's occurring, you get up again and again and you keep going. And then guess what? You learn how to ride a bike. Then eventually you learn onto a motorcycle. But this is what this is. This is like my baby. So I'm willing. I invested my money in it. I'm investing my time. So it's like, I hope I'm doing the right thing. But I feel good about this. I feel really, really good because, like I said, it's not only gonna help it's not gonna help me. It's gonna help everybody. So yes, that's in desires. Ooh. And you know what the hardest part about this is? Thinking of a fucking name, thinking of a name, thinking of like what to talk about. So I would, I like I said, I always wanted to be a business owner, but I'm like, what the hell am I good in? Like, what can what should I have my business to be about? Like, number one, I didn't even think I was gonna do a podcast. Like, I didn't even know, like, in my head I was gonna do this. But yeah, at first I wanted to code. Like, I was like, oh, okay, this is tech world, so let me code. I tried to learn that on my own. I mean, I did learn some things, and then I was like, okay, this is not for me. This is not, this is not my calling. I'm not here in this life to code. The second thing I tried doing was my fitness. I still do the fitness stuff, but I'm not like certified or anything. And yeah, my fitness page is Fran Fitness Diary, so I have that as well. But I wanted to take the business into a fitness direction, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like working out all the time, or I don't eat healthy all the time, or whatever it is. Like, that's not my passion. Like, my passion isn't just with weight loss. That's not me. So like I said, I had to do some elaborating and writing down, like, what is it that I really want to do. And then I started thinking in my childhood, like I said, when I was in freaking pre-K, I'll never forget. My mom, she'd tell me, because my last name is Johnson, and the owner of the pre-K, her last name is Johnson too. So I thought that maybe she felt like, you know, we were connected or something in some shape or form. So, excuse me. So she made me, and you know, like I said, I'm in pre-K. She gave me this long ass poem to memorize to read for graduation, and I would never forget. I was crying. Like, I think that was my first I don't know experience of dealing with something like that at a young age. Like, I kept trying, and I'm like, you know, tell my mom, why the hell do I have to keep reciting this long ass poem that has nothing to do with me? Like, I don't care about it. Like, I'm young. Like, why do I have to, you know? And my mom's the type of person, she's like, again, again. And I'm like, Mom, I'm tired, I'm tired. And I read that poem. I read that long poem. Not only that I read the poem, I memorized that poem. I will come back with you guys to tell you the name of that poem because I forgot. But I remember going through that experience. I felt like, wow, like just trying over again, messing up. And then when you mess up, you have to start again. You know, it's just like, what the fuck? So from there, you know, thinking back in that time, I'm like, maybe it was meant for me to converse with people. Maybe I'm a good speaker. Maybe, you know, maybe that was my opportunity. And then like one day, you know, I was just sitting on my couch and I'm like, maybe this podcast is a good thing to do. I'm a people's person. I'm energetic. Um, like I said, I recited and memorized that poem at a very young age. And I'm like, yeah, this is something that I feel could be a calling. And you know, with anything that you record, it's like the internet is there forever. You know, in a sense, it's there. Like you can't get rid of it. Even when like you think you're deleting photos on freaking your phone, is never like really deleted. Like it's still in the cloud of internet or whatever the shit is called. It's still in the web, whatever, dark web, whatever. But yeah, man. So that's another reason what led me to start to start this podcast. But I'm not gonna lie. I know, you know, it's just like with any task. You practice, 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 and you get better at it. So I know this is my first one. It's not perfect. Um, you know, I'll hear myself. I'll know, you know, what to incorporate, and I'm just gonna keep trying. You know, just gonna keep trying, regardless. And oh yeah, just let me just end it with asking you guys, or not even asking you guys, or telling you guys this real fast. In certain things in life, you're gonna have to sacrifice, and it's gonna be a lot of questions on my interviews about sacrifice. I had to sacrifice a lot to get to where I am now. So if you feel like, I don't know, if you feel like sacrificing something is it's not worth it, trust and believe it's worth it in the end, you know? It's worth it. But wherever you want to go in life, you're going to have to sacrifice. So, yeah, guys, that'll be it for today. Remember, check out the Instagram at Destined Desires _ And also, before I go, I will have apparel that I'll be, you know, that I'll be selling, you know, just to get some type of income to keep my business afloat and, you know, just for support. So I'll show you guys that next time. And one second. Yes, email me. Please, like I said, the Instagram is at Destined Desires _ And if you have any questions or if you have anybody in mind would you'd like to see me interview, my email is destined desires LLC @gmail.com.